Get ready for a bone-chilling tale of terror and supernatural encounters. In this story, Alice is haunted by a mysterious little girl who seems to have an eerie and dangerous agenda. Watch as Alice's fear and paranoia intensify with each encounter, leading her down a dark path of terror and uncertainty. Will she be able to survive the ghostly presence that is haunting her, or will she become another victim of the unknown forces that lurk in the shadows? Tune in to find out in this haunting tale of the Whispering Ghost. As the night fell, Alice reluctantly agreed to her mother's request to hang the clothes on the line. She grumbled and complained as she grabbed a bucket of wet clothes and climbed up the stairs to the terrace. The darkness enveloped her as she stood still, waiting for her eyes to adjust. She looked around, observing everything in her surroundings. A few lights were on in the area, some houses had music playing, and she could hear snores coming from the neighboring houses. As she was about to hang the last piece of clothing, she heard a whisper behind her, "Miss me?" Alice turned around to find no one there. She shrugged it off, thinking it was just her imagination. But then she heard the whisper again, and this time it sounded like a little girl's voice. Alice turned around once more and saw a figure standing on the terrace of the neighboring house. It was a little girl in a blue dress with wide open eyes and a smile on her face. Alice gasped and froze, unable to believe what she was seeing. The little girl repeated her question, "Miss me?" And as Alice looked into her eyes, she saw something dark and sinister lurking within them. Suddenly, the little girl's smile turned into a menacing grin, and she raised her hands. Flames shot out of her palms, and Alice stumbled back in terror. She closed her eyes and pinched herself, hoping it was all just a nightmare. But when she opened her eyes, the little girl was still there, her eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. She spoke again, her voice echoing through the darkness. "It's been a long time since we met, missed me?" Alice tried to stay calm, but her fear was overwhelming. She yelled at the little girl to leave her alone, but the girl only laughed and continued to taunt her. Alice scrambled down the stairs and ran to her room, heart pounding in her chest. As she tried to catch her breath, she wondered if she had just encountered a ghost. She tried to convince herself that it was all just her imagination, but the fear lingered, and she couldn't shake off the feeling that she was being watched by an unseen presence.